Hello, Army. Welcome back to the Taehyung'S Buzz channel. This breaking news did not arrive with a loud explosion, but rather through a single official announcement, one that immediately shifted the direction of the conversation. Vogue Japan has officially confirmed Taehyung as its latest cover star, and from that moment onward, public attention moved beyond visuals alone. Behind one photograph and one prestigious name lies a series of editorial decisions that made this edition feel different from the very beginning. In the fashion world, not all magazine covers carry the same weight. Some are created simply to follow trends, while others are designed to mark a moment in time. Taehyung's collaboration with Vogue Japan clearly belongs to the second category. From the carefully planned announcement strategy and the precise timing of the release to the way the magazine shaped its narrative both before and after the official confirmation, everything signals that this is far from an ordinary collaboration. What makes this moment even more compelling is the context of Taehyung's current position. He does not appear simply as a popular figure, but as a symbol of global influence that extends far beyond a single industry. When Vogue Japan selected him, the decision was widely interpreted as an editorial statement, one that reflects who was considered relevant, influential, and worthy of representing an era. Public reaction followed quickly. The discussion did not remain limited to styling, photography, or visual aesthetics. Instead, it expanded to include the symbolic meaning behind the choice. Many observers see this cover as a reflection of fashion's shifting direction, one that increasingly values character, storytelling, and personal identity over surface-level visuals alone. This is where the true significance of the cover lies. The cover does not exist as a standalone image, but functions as part of a much larger narrative. It represents a moment where pop culture, international influence, and editorial vision merge within a single frame. When a magazine cover sparks conversation on this scale, it becomes clear that what is unfolding is not merely a fashion release, but an entertainment moment worthy of deeper attention. As the discussion continued to grow, the public began examining how Vogue Japan positioned this edition as something far greater than a routine monthly issue. From the very beginning, the magazine did not treat Taehyung's announcement as standard editorial news. Instead, it unfolded as a deliberately constructed story, released at a slow yet calculated pace. This approach strongly suggested that a specific message was being communicated, not only to readers, but to the industry itself. Within the history of Vogue Japan, only a few editions have been handled with this level of anticipation. When a fashion magazine openly shares its creative process, carefully manages its content timeline, and places one individual at the center of its narrative for an extended period, it signals confidence in that person's ability to hold public attention. Taehyung, with his established presence at the intersection of music, art, and fashion, fits this role with remarkable strength. Equally notable is how this cover speaks directly to the Japanese market while simultaneously resonating with a global audience. Japan is widely known for its refined aesthetic standards and its emphasis on detail, balance, and meaning. By choosing Taehyung to represent these values on the cover of Vogue Japan, the decision appears rooted in shared artistic vision rather than popularity alone. Within the entertainment industry, this moment is also viewed as a shift in positioning. Taehyung no longer appears as a guest presence in fashion, but as a figure trusted to carry narrative, emotion, and perspective. This is reflected in the emphasis placed on the cover story, personal commentary, and behind-the-scenes content, elements typically reserved for collaborations of high editorial significance. All of these factors contribute to why Taehyung's Vogue Japan cover is considered exceptional, not because of its scale alone, but because of how deliberately the moment has been framed. It arrives as a convergence of cultural influence, artistic maturity, and clear editorial intent. When a cover communicates on this level, it becomes evident that what the public is witnessing is not merely entertainment news, but a meaningful marker within the current pop culture landscape. When examined more closely, the timing itself becomes part of what makes this cover distinctive. The end of the year is traditionally a period of reflection in both the fashion and entertainment industries, a time when audiences reassess who has truly made an impact. In this context, Taehyung's appearance on the cover of Vogue Japan feels less like a sudden peak and more like the culmination of a long, consistent journey. He appears at a moment when influence, experience, and public image align into a cohesive narrative. Vogue Japan seems fully aware of this. Rather than relying on spectacle, the magazine adopted a calm yet layered approach. The visuals, narrative structure, and gradual release of information all convey editorial confidence. This is the kind of collaboration that does not require excessive explanation because its message naturally emerges through context and placement. In the entertainment industry, not every figure is capable of bringing depth and meaning to a fashion project. Many deliver striking visuals, but very few inspire cross-industry discussion. Taehyung's Vogue Japan cover places him firmly in that category. It is discussed not only by fans, but also by cultural commentators, international media, and industry insiders who interpret this moment as a signal of a broader shift in what constitutes contemporary influence. The conversation has also moved into deeper territory. Increasingly, people are discussing how figures like Taehyung represent a changing definition of the modern icon, not merely a recognizable face, but an individual with a distinct artistic identity, consistent values, and the ability to bridge multiple cultures. This quality gives the collaboration lasting relevance. Ultimately, what makes Taehyung's Vogue Japan cover truly special is the full story behind it. It's the meeting point of the right timing, the right individual, and the right platform. A moment that will not only be remembered as a headline, but as part of an evolving journey within contemporary pop culture. The deeper this cover is analyzed, the clearer it becomes that it operates on multiple levels at once. It speaks not only to fans or fashion readers, but to an industry constantly searching for clues as to where public taste and cultural influence are headed. Through this choice, Vogue Japan appears to affirm that influence today is no longer defined by a single field, but by the ability to carry meaning across disciplines. Taehyung is positioned not as a passing trend, but as a figure of continuity. Over the years, each of his steps within fashion has generated sustained attention rather than momentary reaction. This is why the cover is read as recognition rather than experimentation, a confirmation that his position has matured and is ready for a more serious editorial stage. The way Vogue Japan packaged this project reinforces that impression. By dedicating space to the cover story, personal commentary, and the creative process, the magazine shows that it is offering not just visuals, but perspective. This aligns closely with Taehyung's long-established image as someone deeply invested in art, self-expression, and emotional depth. Cultural relevance plays a key role as well. Japan holds significant influence in shaping global aesthetic direction, and anyone placed on that stage is inevitably viewed within a broader cultural context. Taehyung's presence represents a meeting of two cultural forces, grounded in mutual respect and artistic exchange. All of these elements have allowed the news to continue resonating long after the official announcement. Taehyung's Vogue Japan cover has become more than a headline. It has become an ongoing discussion with the potential for lasting impact. In an era of rapidly moving information, the ability of a moment to remain in conversation is the clearest sign that something meaningful is unfolding. At this stage, the story reaches a pause, but not an ending. The cover has been revealed, reactions have spread widely, and its significance is now being interpreted from multiple perspectives. Yet it is precisely after the announcement that the deeper questions emerge. What is truly being communicated through this positioning, and where will this narrative lead next? Vogue Japan is known for never stopping at a single visual. Behind every major cover lies a follow-up story, gradually revealed through editorials, commentary, and carefully curated creative details. Those elements now wait to uncover deeper layers, and that's where the next point of intrigue lies. For Taehyung, this moment represents more than an achievement. It marks a transition. He stands at the intersection between what he has already built and what he is preparing to reveal next. The way Vogue Japan has set this stage suggests there are still stories left untold, stories of vision, conviction, and direction. The public, meanwhile, continues to observe closely. Once the cover is released, attention naturally shifts to the finer details, often overlooked at first glance. The chosen language, camera angles, and subtle messages embedded within the visual concept. These elements will continue to shape discussion and deepen understanding over time. And this is where the story is intentionally left open. What is visible today is only the surface. The next layer, more personal and more defining, has yet to be revealed. When that continuation arrives, one thing is certain: this conversation is far from over, and its impact will extend well beyond a single magazine cover.